Let's get right into it. Number 7, use silence to reveal true intentions. Has someone ever acted perfectly calm and nice as long as you kept texting back and giving them attention? But the second you went quiet, they turned nasty or played the victim? That switch is not random. That's their real self peeking through when the control starts slipping. People you can't manipulate understand this pattern, so they use silence as a test, not a tantrum. When conversations get messy or confusing, they don't always argue harder. Sometimes they step back. No long paragraphs, no chasing closure, no rapid-fire replies at midnight, just space. Psychology shows that distance removes emotional noise, and when the noise drops, patterns get loud. In that quiet, they watch what the other person does. Do they respect the pause or blow up your phone? Do they reflect or double down? Do they come back with accountability or with more blame and drama? Silence exposes the truth words we're hiding. The key is their intention. Their silence isn't the silent treatment used to punish or control. It's a diagnostic tool. They're not trying to win, they're trying to see clearly, and that makes them very hard to play. Manipulators hate silence because it starves them of what they crave most: immediate emotional reactions. When you're willing to go quiet, watch, and wait, you stop dancing to someone else's rhythm and start moving to your own. In that space, their real character shows, and your power comes back. Number 6, they don't over-explain themselves. Do you ever catch yourself sending a whole essay of a text, trying to prove you're not the bad guy, and halfway through think, why do I sound guilty when I didn't even do anything wrong? That over-explaining spiral is exactly where manipulators want you, talking so much they can twist every word. People you can't manipulate rarely fall into that trap because they don't over-explain themselves. When they speak, they choose their words carefully, and then they stop. They don't repeat the same point 5 different ways or rush to fix someone's confusion. They don't panic if someone acts like they don't understand, especially when that confusion feels a little too convenient. Psychology often links chronic over-explaining to past criticism or emotional trauma. If you've been blamed, doubted, or gaslit, you can start to believe you must present a whole case just to exist without being attacked. Emotionally steady people don't play that game. Their self-worth isn't up for debate, so they don't perform for approval. They explain something once, clearly and calmly, and then let other people reveal themselves. If someone truly wants to understand, one explanation is enough. If someone keeps pretending not to get it, that's information, not an invitation to talk more. By staying brief, they give manipulators very little to work with. No extra details to weaponize, no nervous rambling, and no guilt-filled justifications. Their boundaries are simple, firm, and sometimes annoyingly calm. And that calm, I said what I said energy makes them extremely hard to control. Number 5, quietly read the room before react. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like everybody knew something you didn't, but nobody was saying it? And later, when everything blows up, you realize the red flags were there the whole time? That how did I not see that? Feeling is something people you can't manipulate rarely experience. They have a quiet habit that protects them. They read the room before they react. They don't rush to speak, defend, or agree. They switch into observer mode. While others are talking to be heard, they're watching facial expressions, tone shifts, side glances, who interrupts, and who suddenly goes silent. Psychology calls this cognitive empathy, not soaking up everyone's feelings, but understanding what's happening underneath the surface. Because they wait and watch, they collect information other people give away without thinking. Who looks annoyed when a boundary is mentioned? Who changes the subject when responsibility comes up? Who over-explains when they lie? This calm, silent scanning makes them hard to manipulate because they're not reacting to words alone. They're reading the entire situation. Manipulation relies on you being fast, emotional, and distracted. When you slow down, stay quiet for a moment, and study the energy in the room, you stop being an easy target and start acting like someone who's 2 steps ahead. Number 4, don't chase people, they let them go. Be honest. Has someone ever started pulling away from you, and instead of matching their distance, you went into full chase mode? Double texting, overthinking, trying to fix it while they acted cooler and cooler? That dynamic is a manipulator's playground. They create distance just to see how desperate you'll get. People you can't manipulate don't play that game. When someone pulls away from them, they notice, but they don't beg or perform. They let them go. It's not that they don't care, it's that they understand something most people avoid facing. Healthy relationships don't require pursuit, they require reciprocity. Psychology calls this secure attachment. Their sense of worth isn't hanging on whether one person stays or leaves, so they don't treat every bit of distance like an emergency. Instead of asking, how do I get them back? They ask, what is this showing me about them and about us? They watch for consistency. Do you only show up when you need something? Do you disappear whenever things get real? Do you come back with just enough charm to reset the cycle? If so, they don't chase. They quietly close the door and move on. This makes them hard to emotionally control. Manipulators rely on you being terrified of losing them. When someone is prepared to walk away from mixed signals, breadcrumbing, and hot and cold behavior, there's nothing left to threaten them with. Their peace matters more than attention, and that quiet confidence is almost impossible to exploit. Number 3, trust patterns, not promises. Has anyone ever hurt you, apologized like their life depended on it, swore they'd never do it again, and then ran the exact same play a week later? That sinking, wow, I fell for it again feeling is brutal, and manipulators bank on it. They don't need to change. They just need you to keep believing they will. People you can't manipulate have one simple rule that protects them. They trust patterns, not promises. They listen to what you say, but they track what you do. They notice how you behave when you're stressed, said no, called out, and when there's nothing for you to gain. Psychology shows that past behavior is one of the strongest predictors of future behavior. Manipulators hate that, so they cover it with speeches, apologies, and I'll never do it again performances. There's a name for this: intermittent reinforcement. Someone hurts you, then showers you with love, then hurts you again. The mix of pain and reward makes you cling harder, hoping the good version of them will come back. People you can't manipulate see that as a pattern, not a mystery. If your actions don't change, their expectations do. They don't argue with your words, they adjust to your behavior. Loud apologies without follow-through mean little to them. Once they spot a pattern of disrespect, dishonesty, or inconsistency, they step back. You can't run a game on someone who believes evidence over emotion. Number 2, protect their peace without feeling guilty. Have you ever stayed on the phone, or in a conversation, or in a relationship way longer than you wanted to, just because you didn't want to seem rude, even though it was wrecking your mood? That's exactly how manipulators keep you hooked. They weaponize your guilt. They know you'd rather hurt yourself than disappoint someone else. People you can't manipulate flip that script. They protect their peace without feeling guilty. They pay close attention to how they feel during and after interactions. Psychology sometimes calls this emotional hygiene, like washing your hands but for your mind. If every time they talk to someone, they end up anxious, confused, or walking on eggshells, they don't ignore it. They treat that feeling as data. Is this person always in crisis? Do they only call when they want something? Do they make every issue your fault? Instead of over-explaining why they need a break, they quietly limit access, shorter replies, less availability, clearer boundaries, not as punishment, but as protection. And here's what really makes them hard to manipulate. They don't apologize for doing it. They know saying no to chaos is saying yes to their own stability. Manipulators try to weaponize guilt. You've changed. You're cold. You're selfish. But people who protect their peace understand that constant drama is too expensive. If contact with someone always costs them sleep, self-respect, or sanity, the price is too high. Their calm willingness to step back without a speech, fight, or meltdown cuts off a manipulator's favorite fuel source: access to your energy. Number 1, calm their emotions before respond. Have you ever snapped back at someone, hit send, and then instantly thought, yep, they got me. I just made myself look crazy? That moment when your emotions hijack your mouth or your thumbs is where manipulators live. They poke you until you explode, then sit back looking calm while you look unhinged. People you can't manipulate handle that moment differently. They still feel anger, hurt, or embarrassment like anyone else, but they have a habit of calming their emotions before they respond. Instead of clapping back right away, they pause. Sometimes it's a full minute, sometimes it's just 2 slow breaths. That tiny delay creates what psychology calls a gap between stimulus and response. In that gap, they label what they're feeling. I'm irritated. I feel disrespected. I feel misunderstood, instead of accepting the automatic story that they're being attacked or abandoned. That inner labeling might sound small, but it changes the outcome. When you can name what you feel, you don't have to act it out. Their calm reply isn't fake or robotic, it's regulated. They respond from clarity, not from the adrenaline rush of the moment. Manipulators hate this because their entire game is emotional hijacking. They guilt, provoke, or bait you, hoping you'll explode so they can flip the script and blame you. When you slow everything down and answer from a grounded place, their script falls apart. You don't look crazy, you look composed, and that composure is almost impossible to control. Which of these silent behaviors do you see in people around you? If this video opened your eyes even a little, hit like, subscribe for more psychology breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching.